Good morning, everyone, and thank you, Sue, for that introduction. You really have embarrassed me. You've done your speech off your iPhone, and I'm still carrying paper. I think I'm going to have to talk to my department about getting an iPad. What a great excuse, huh? So I can do my speeches off the iPad. What a great excuse. So it is a great pleasure to be here at ACCAN's first annual national conference, an event that I'm sure will become a prominent one for stakeholders across the telecommunications sector. And I'd like to acknowledge Professor Cosmo Graham, Director of the Centre for Consumers and Essential Services, School of Law, University of Leicester, UK. And I think we got some news, just late-breaking news, Sue, that Kate Lundy has unfortunately injured herself and may not get here. Hopefully it's not too serious. I think she's done something to her back, is the late-breaking news. But Alan and yourself and all of the ACCAN board members, Chris Chia, ACMA Deputy Chair, Peter Kell, ACCC Deputy Chair, Keith Besgrove, First Assistant Secretary DBCDE, Mark Needham, Regional Telecommunications Independent Review Committee, and of course my colleague Senator Scott Ludlam. It is fair to say that we are in the midst of a period of immense change in the telecommunications sector. Changes in technology, changes in consumer behaviour and expectations, and of course, excuse me, changes that the government is pursuing to reform the sector in the interests of all Australians. It is important, I think, to emphasise the underlying driver for why this reform program is so important. Communication services are increasingly critical in modern day life. People rely on these services in their working life and in their personal life. For too long, Australians have not received the level of choice and standard of service in telecommunication services that they deserve. For too long, Australians have been paying too much for these services. And for too long, governments and industry have not done enough to rectify this. We have a collective responsibility, government and industry, for ensuring that Australians get a better deal. And that is what the government is focusing on. Everyone here is well aware that the telecommunications sector is undergoing a period of enormous change. New technologies are coming online at an incredible rate, and there is no doubt they will transform our society for generations to come. Around the world, governments and industry are working to take advantage of the opportunities the new digital age will bring. The government has been bold in ensuring the reforms and policies are in place, so Australia is at the forefront of this communications revolution. And at the centre of these reforms and policies must be consumers. Last year, as has been mentioned, less than a year ago, a couple of days before the year is up, the government established the Australian Communications Consumer Action Network, and it has already made itself known in the industry. This was a very significant reform. Before ACCAN was formed, and notwithstanding the hard work and dedication of many individuals, and many are in this room today, consumers didn't have a truly effective voice in the telecommunications sector. It is a testament to ACCAN that in just 1 year, consumers have a voice that is not just being heard, but being understood, and importantly, it's being listened to. In government, we have seen ACCAN present on consumer issues at the highest levels. I understand that ACCAN is now represented on 17 government and industry committees. And excuse me. I congratulate and thank ACCAN on its work so far. I know I can rely on Alan and his team to continue to help us understand the needs of consumers and how they can best be accommodated in government policy. For example, through its grants program, we are seeing a number of worthwhile grassroots initiatives. In Western Australia, scammers were targeting the deaf community. The WA Deaf Society, with ACCAN funding, responded quickly with research to raise awareness in the deaf community. This is a great illustration of grassroots education that empowers consumers. I look forward to ACCAN's continuing research, representation and education initiatives. Reforming the structure of the telecommunications sector is also an important component of our plans to unleash the potential of industry and ensure that consumers get a better deal. At this time, there is a real potential for government and industry to work together towards this goal. The rollout of the wholesale-only national broadband network will transform the competition in the telecommunications sector. Already, the rollout is well underway. First services from the NBN will go live in Tasmania in the next few weeks. Already, with the introductory pricing offers from Primus, Internode and iiNet in Tasmania, with retail prices as low as $29.95 for 25 megs download speeds and 15 gigabits of data, we are seeing the power of a genuinely competitive platform to drive better deals for consumers. And I would be remiss in not mentioning one other person in the room who was absolutely fundamental to the government's ultimate policy decision to go with the national broadband network and fibre to the home. It was a big call, it was a big recommendation. Often when you get recommendations from committees in government, you go, woo, thank you for that, it's in the drawer, and we'll see you in 10 years. But the government took the advice of this expert panel, and one of those members of the expert panel is with us today, Reg Coots, or Reginald as I read his name in the paper the other day. I'm not going to call you Reginald, but Reg Coots is with us today, was part of what was a very thorough and courageous report to government that we took up the challenge that Reg and the team put to us, and I just wanted to acknowledge Reg in the crowd today. Work is progressing on 6,000 kilometres of fibre optic backbone links to around 100 regional locations, and that will benefit approximately 400,000 regional Australians. Already over 800 kilometres of fibre has been laid, and the NBN continues to progress work in its first 5 release sites on mainland Australia. I'm sounding like a Tasmanian now, but Brunswick here, part of Brunswick, excuse me, Wollonga, a small town in South Australia, Armidale covering the university, Comer Downs just south of Wollongong, and Mundingborough just south of Townsville. Construction work in those 5 sites starts next month, or at the end of this week as it is now, and you'll start to see that rolled out into those 5 centres. And last week, there was another significant milestone in the rollout of the NBN and the potential for cooperation between the government and industry. The historic heads of agreement between Telstra and the NBN company provides us now with a clear pathway to deliver historic structural reform of the telecommunications sector, to introduce genuine competition for the first time. While there is a significant amount of work to be done, at the time of the announcement I described it as the moment the Australian government and industry joined together to revolutionise the telecommunications sector in this country.